So, you know how when you watch a travel show or walk through Tokyo, everyone's bowing, super polite, and everything runs like clockwork. It's like this beautiful, intricate dance of manners. But then you hear the stats: Japan's suicide rate has been historically high, among the top in developed countries. It's jarring, right? This contrast between the serene surface and the deep pain underneath. It's not that the politeness is fake, exactly, it's just complicated. And I wanted to dig into why. First off, let's be real, I'm not Japanese, and I'm definitely not an expert, but I've spent years reading studies, listening to stories from friends who live there, and trying to wrap my head around this. What I've learned is that Japan's suicide crisis isn't because of the politeness more like the politeness exists alongside it, sometimes even masking it. So, let's break down what's going on, piece by piece. Where does all that politeness come from? The whole Japanese people are so polite thing. It's not just a stereotype, it's woven into the culture. Think about it, Japan's history is full of codes of conduct, like the samurai's bushido, or the intricate rituals of the tea ceremony. These aren't just old traditions, they taught people that harmony is everything. Showing respect, reading the room, putting others first. That's how society stays balanced. It's beautiful, really. But here's the flip side. When everyone's so focused on not rocking the boat, it can feel impossible to say, hey, I'm not okay. I remember a Japanese friend telling me about his childhood. He said, if I fell and scraped my knee, my mom would patch me up and say, don't cry, be strong. What will people think? That's not to say his mom was cold. She was teaching him to survive in a world where showing weakness can feel like a burden. This idea, called gamen, enduring hardship with dignity, is huge. It's honorable. But it also means people often bottle up their pain until it feels unbearable. The stubborn shadow of suicide in Japan. So, why are the numbers so high? Well, it's a mix of things, and experts have been studying this for decades. The World Health Organization and groups like the Japan Suicide Countermeasures Promotion Center have tons of data. But here's what stands out. Workplace pressure. Japan's corporate culture is no joke. We're talking insane hours, mandatory after-work drinks, nomakai, and a fear of losing face mensu if you can't keep up. Remember the term Karoshi. It means death by overwork. It's not just a buzzword, it's recognized legally. People push until they break. Social stigma, mental health. For a long time it was taboo. If you're depressed, anxious, or suicidal, you're told to snap out of it or try harder. Therapy. There's still shame around it. A lot of folks would rather hide their pain than be seen as weak or crazy. Economic shocks. When the bubble economy burst in the 90s, unemployment soared. For a society that ties so much self-worth to work and providing, losing a job could feel like losing your entire identity. Even now, with rising costs and stagnant wages, that pressure hasn't gone away. The romanticization of suicide. Historically, suicide wasn't always seen as a sin. Think of the samurai who chose seppuku ritual suicide to preserve honor. That legacy lingers in a way it can make the idea of suicide feel like a noble escape when someone feels trapped. When politeness becomes a prison. Here's where it gets tricky. That same politeness that makes Japan so peaceful can also make it lonely. Imagine feeling crushed by stress, but you can't talk about it because you don't want to worry your family, bother your friends, or look incompetent at work. You put on a smile, bow, and say, I'm fine, thank you. Meanwhile, inside, you're screaming. A study from the University of Tokyo pointed out that social isolation is a huge factor. Even in crowded cities, people can feel alone. And because everyone's so good at hiding their struggles, it's easy to think you're the only one falling apart. That's the cruel irony. The more everyone pretends to be okay, the more alone you feel. Is there light at the end of the tunnel? Thankfully, things are changing, even if slowly. Younger generations are pushing back against the old ways. They're talking more openly about mental health, seeking therapy though access is still limited, and challenging the always-on work culture. There are amazing nonprofits, like Tell Japan, that offer crisis support and are trying to break the stigma, and the government has started suicide prevention programs, though critics say they're not enough. But real change, it has to come from all of us. If you're reading this and you're in Japan, know that reaching out isn't weak, it's human. And if you're not in Japan, maybe this is a reminder to check in on your friends. Sometimes the people who seem the strongest, the most polite, are the ones silently drowning. In the end, it's about seeing the person behind the mask. Japan's suicide paradox isn't something we can solve with a neat answer. It's a tangle of history, culture, and modern pressures. But what I keep coming back to is this. Behind every statistic, every headline, there's a person who felt unseen. A person who might have needed just one person to say, it's okay to not be okay. So, the next time you see that polite bow, remember it's just one layer. Everyone has a story, and everyone deserves to be heard.